Hello, I'm Douglas Newell, Artistic Director of the Enid Symphony Orchestra, and with me is my wonderful colleague, Tori Moreira, the Executive Director of the Enid Symphony Orchestra. Welcome to Community Talk, Tori.
Well, thank you, Doug. Thank you for having me. Excited to be here in this chair.
you're the only other guest that I ever appear with. I wouldn't appear with anybody else because nobody else knows as much about the symphony and is as invested in making this a great and continuing part of the Enid, Oklahoma community. So again, welcome, Tori. Tell us a little bit about what's going to happen this weekend in Joan Allen Symphony Hall at the Enid Symphony Center, corner of Washington and Broadway.
Yeah, so we are bringing in the off-Broadway musical hit, Flipside, the Patti Page show. It tells the life and story of the singing rage, Miss Patti Page, as she started off as Clara Ann Fowler in her youth and then grew into Patti Page, the best-selling female artist of the 1950s, the first artist to actually record her individual voice and multi-layer it, and that was her backing track, and it'll feature, I believe, almost 30 of her greatest hits in the production, and it features 2 Patti Pages. We're really excited to bring this musical hit to the Symphony Hall. We're doing 2 shows, Saturday night at 7:30 and then Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. So we're very excited to open up our silver season with an Oklahoma icon.
And this is a very important thing because one of the things our orchestra specializes in is promoting the talent of Oklahoma, whether it's living composers, you know, people still write for the symphony orchestra, believe it or not, and not just in the movies. We have some wonderful composers in Oklahoma, but guest artists, and then we like to focus on the history of music, of great music, of any genre in Oklahoma. And so this year we decided to bring in the production of Flipside, which is about Patti Page. Now, many of you may not have heard the name Patti Page, or you might have heard a parent or someone, a senior to a parent, like somebody my age. I'm the 4th of 4 boys, and my oldest brothers were 16 and 13 years older than I, and they were very much into the songs of Patti Page when my brother John and I were little boys in the mid-50s. And also we're familiar with the music. One of my dad's favorite songs was How Much Is That Doggy in the Window, which is Patti Page, one of the greatest hits. And then the other, I think my second brother Roger sort of kept singing the Tennessee Waltz to girlfriends. And I don't know, does it bode well for him or not, because frankly it's about dancing with my darling to the Tennessee Waltz when someone stole my true love away. It's a beautiful song, it's a beautiful waltz, and it's by Miss Patti Page from the Tulsa area. So she was an incredible musical icon of Oklahoma in that era, and we're talking the late 40s, very late 40s, up through the 50s and 60s and into the 70s. Unfortunately, we lost her about 10 or 12 years ago. I don't remember the exact date. But anyhow. So I want to buy a ticket to Patti Page. I don't have to, I work there, but you do. And so tell us about the ticket pricing, because we've made a big change for this concert that we're probably going to stick with the Enid Symphony Orchestra for the remainder of our season. So tell us about what we can expect when we go online or call the magic number on the screen below you to order a ticket.
Yeah, so we are, for the first time, I believe ever, we're offering a tiered ticket pricing system. So rather than paying one flat ticket price for whichever seat you choose, they'll actually be slightly different depending on the location of the seat in the hall. And this is what most other symphony orchestras do. You know, the elite seats, the best visuals, the best audio tends to be the more expensive tickets, and then the seats that might be on the sides of the hall, you know, different visuals will be a little bit cheaper, so a little bit more budget friendly. And there's just a lot more options with choosing your seat for this production. So what we consider to be the best seats in the house, and I do want to preface, you know, just with the natural acoustics that we have in the hall, there is no such thing as a bad seat. There's no such thing as, you know, an okay seat. All of the seats that you choose are going to have a great experience, but the elite seats are going to be We have 3 rows in the back of the orchestra floor, and these are actually elevated. You know, these are on risers, so you don't have to look through anybody's heads. You actually are elevated on the orchestra floor.
So tiered seating rows.
Yeah, quite literally tiered, and they're actually right in front of our natural stereo acoustic sound system that was left over from the Masons when it was the Masonic Temple. And that placement of the hall, you sort of have the best of both worlds. You have the best visuals, and then also you have the best sound. So it's 3 rows of seats, and we charge $50 for those seats. And then sort of after that, we have the seats that are closest to the aisles, and those are, of course, you know, very easy to get to, the most accessible. Those are a little bit cheaper. We charge $40 for those. The seats that are in the middle sections, in the middle of the middle sections, those are $35. And then the seats along the walls of the hall are going to be $25. So those are our most budget-friendly seats that we offer. So you really have quite a bit to choose from. And of course, we do still offer, we want to honor our military, we want to honor our teachers in the community, and we really want more students to come to these productions. So we will still be offering our 10% military, 10% educator, and 50% student discounts for those seats. So definitely a lot to choose from. You know, you really get your pick of like what kind of experience you want to have.
But I understand something that's even a better deal. There's 6 concerts on the Enid Symphony Orchestra season this year. We have a guitarist coming to play Joaquin Rodrigo's Concierto de Aranjuez, a Spanish guitar concerto in October. We have Handel's Messiah, which is really the true meaning of Christmas to be celebrated in this community and worldwide. It's the story of the prophecy and the life of course, Jesus Christ. And it is what Christmas is about. But then we have in February, we go to Romance with the 1001 Arabian Nights, our concertmaster Ty Myers leading the orchestra with the violin solo that represents Scheherazade pleading for her life by keeping the gentleman
continuing her story.
Weaving different stories for 1001 Nights, and he finally just gives up and falls in love with her and doesn't have her beheaded, which is a pretty good Valentine's story, I suppose.
Stretches the meaning of the word romantic.
Well, especially if you're a praying mantis or something like that. But nonetheless, in March we're welcoming the Enid Youth Orchestra, Enid Youth Symphony, and a side-by-side concert with the professional players of the Enid Symphony Orchestra. And also the winner of a Young Artist competition, which we'll be holding in February time frame. And then in April, we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Enid Symphony Orchestra in the Enid Symphony Center, playing in Joan Allen Symphony Hall. And it's going to be a fantastic celebration featuring Edward Auer, one of America's foremost classical pianist, playing a French concerto, Maurice Ravel. It's a jazzy concerto, so to speak. And we'll have a piece, a fanfare, composed especially to celebrate the Joan Allen Symphony Hall. But the neat thing about buying a ticket to Flipside, whatever you pay for that ticket, you can deduct from the price of a season ticket for all 6 concerts, and you can have that same seat for the rest of the season. So a season ticket for the 6 shows is $50, is $150. That's priced at $25 a concert.
You won't find that deal anywhere else.
But if you buy a $50 ticket or a $35 or $40 ticket to Flipside this weekend, you're ahead of the game, because we're going to deduct that from the $150 price, and you may get the next 5 concerts for $100 a piece. That's for $100, and that's $20 a piece. Boy, am I speaking beyond myself today, faster than my brain is thinking. Help me out here.
We're very excited. There's a lot of, obviously a lot of things happening with the symphony, and a big transition for for this year, you know, transition of power. Now that there's a separate executive and artistic director, we're introducing. You look confused. Yes, this did happen. You're the artistic director now.
I sleep so much better than she does, I can tell you. She's always saying, oh, I didn't sleep last night. I was, what's on your mind? The symphony.
Yes, yes, and it'll be my
I'm glad
turn
it is.
40 years. And so there's a lot of transitions. We're adding a lot of things this year with the art gallery. We've added, of course, a 6th show. And so, you know, and we've really wanted to try this for a long time, this tiered ticket system. So we're just very excited to see what all of these new opportunities hold
We're
in store
experimenting.
For us. Exactly.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
But you come to the symphony now. Here's the neat thing. You buy a ticket to the symphony, and we have cash bar that opens an hour before the concerts. And then after, and the concerts, by the way, are about an hour, no more than an hour and a half long. But after the performance, we have this huge spread of food in the Eleanor Hornbaker Banquet Hall. That's included in your ticket. You don't have to buy extra soft drinks, whatever. I mean, we are the best entertainment value for your dollar around, and we intend to be. But it's an experience, and it's an intergenerational experience. We talk so much with the symphony. We said, well, you know, we need to attract some young people.
Right.
We need more 50-year-olds. We need more blah, 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 blah. But the point of great music, whether it's popular music, whether it's ballet, whether it's symphonic music, whether it's country western, music is not generational. So it can be enjoyed by everybody. And that's what we expect to come into our hall. People of all age groups. Look, I can tell you how much I have learned from my new colleague. She's a different generation. I hope she can say that.
I can. Yeah, I've learned quite a bit.
Well, take that reservation out of your voice. Now say it again.
I have. Say it more convincingly. No, I've learned quite a lot from you. Like, you're not only a mentor, but like you're one of my good friends, you know, and we're, you know, vastly different. I should rephrase it. We're different age groups, not vastly different, but different age groups, and I think that really just speaks to the power of music. It's not designed for one kind of person. I know classical music has a little bit of a stereotypical reputation as being for perhaps the older generations, the more affluent generations, and it's really not. Like, it's accessible for everybody, and that's also why we have such a varied season. We're bringing in a pop music hall as and that's typically what we do for our, the first show of the season. We have a little bit more of a pop element, maybe country element like last year. We're doing something very traditional like Handel's Messiah, and we're incorporating a bunch of singers from the community. We're incorporating the Youth Symphony. We're doing a world premiere at the end of this year. So there's really everything this season that I think, anybody can like,
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. So we want to see you, if you're listening to this. And by the way, thank you for making us we understand, one of the most watched community talk segments. We have a great time on camera together, and we've been co-teaching a class for the Lifelong Learning Institute, and yesterday we were talking about the difference of what was being stressed when I was in school at the New England Conservatory, the North Carolina School of the Arts, and what's being stressed when Tori was in school in a graduate program and undergraduate at Indiana and University of Oregon. Go Ducks.
Skoducks.
Skoducks.
Yes.
What's a Skoduck?
I think it's the shortened version of Let's Go Ducks.
I see.
I'm more familiar with Go Hoosiers.
Go Hoosiers, I see. Well, that's very good. So,
understand that's fighting words here in OU,
I'm
OSU
just going
territory.
to say that even though I'm dressed like somebody from Duke or Carolina, and she's dressed like someone from OSU. Neither one of us have those allegiances. So if I say Boomer, you say?
Go Hoosiers.
Well, that didn't work very well. I'm Douglas Newell. It has been a joy to be here and hopefully have you listen and be a little bit entertained by us this morning. Tori Morera, thank you for being here, and thank you for all you're doing in lightening the load for me at the Enid Symphony Orchestra, because it's incredible to have a colleague to work with, and especially one so absolutely intelligent.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Boomer.
Sooner.
We did it.
Yes.
Thank you again for joining us on Community Talk. See you next time.